The concepts covered are: how much water do we use? Where do we get water from? Water cycle back to the oceans. What if it rains heavily? What happens does not rain for a long period? How can we conserve water? Rainwater harvesting. Without water, life would cease to exist. While Earth has an abundant reservoir of water, covering 3/4 of its surface, fresh water is a mere 2.6% of the total water. Water is said to be a renewable resource, but the rate at which humans and animals are using water, fresh water might be a scarce resource in the recent future. Our body is also made up of 70% water, and we use water for a number of reasons, from cooking to cleaning and of course drinking it. 2/3 of Earth's surface covered with water. Where do we get water from? People living in different regions have different sources of the water that they use. While some draw it from wells, ponds and lakes directly, others, like many of us, receive water through taps via a network of pipes connected to these lakes, ponds and rivers. Water cycle. It is circulation of water through the process of evaporation or condensation as rain or snowfall. Water cycle is like a ring. In nature, the water cycle takes place from sea to land and back to sea again. It consists of following processes. Evaporation. It is the process of changing water to its vapor form, is known as evaporation. Evaporation takes place from open surfaces of water all the time, day and night. Evaporation of water takes place continuously from oceans, rivers, lakes, wells and soil. Oceans, seas, rivers, lakes, ponds and wells together are often known as water bodies. During the daytime, sunlight falls on the water in oceans, rivers, lakes. The fields, roads, rooftops and other land areas also receive sunlight. The sunlight also carries heat with it. As a result, water from oceans, rivers, lakes in the soil, and other land areas gets continuously changed into vapor. The water vapor gets continuously added to air due to evaporation. Transpiration. Transpiration, it is the loss of water from the leaves of plants in the form of vapor. Every plant, whether it is in a crop field, a forest, on the roadside or in a kitchen garden, transpires to give off water vapor. The amount of water vapor that goes into air through the process of transpiration is very huge. Condensation. The process of conversion of vapor into liquid form of water is called condensation. The process of condensation is opposite to evaporation. How are clouds formed? The climate close to the Earth's surface is warm. It gets cooled as one goes up in atmosphere. Water vapor, being lighter, rises up in the atmosphere. At the upper layer of atmosphere, where the temperature is lower, the vapor gets condensed into tiny water droplets and forms clouds. What if it rains heavily? Intensity and duration of rain vary in different regions across the country. While rainfall is very important for irrigation and the continuous availability of water, excess rainfall can pose a number of problems. Due to excess rainfall, the water level of rivers and oceans rises, which can potentially spread and submerge nearby cities and villages, which poses a grave danger to both life and property. These are known as floods. Floods. The deficient rainfall can also prove to be life-threatening. A lot of farmers in India continue to depend on rainfall to irrigate their fields. In case of deficient rain, soil and wells still continue to lose water through transpiration and evaporation, and if it doesn't rain for a prolonged period, fields can dry up because even the groundwater does not get replenished. These are known as droughts. Droughts. How can we conserve water? There are a number of reasons why water conservation needs to be a priority for everyone. Mostly all water is in the oceans in saline form and can't be used directly, while the total water on Earth does not change, but the water available for us to use diminishes with overuse. When the groundwater goes below drastically, it cannot be accessed anymore. Water is required in industries and for production of food. The population growth is exponential, but the water sources are only depleted. Ways to save water. Rainwater harvesting. Water harvesting is the activity of collection of rainwater directly by various means. Harvested water can either be used immediately or it can be stored for later use. In Kerala and Mizoram, where it rains almost the whole year round, small tanks are used to collect rainwater, which drains from rooftops through pipes into these tanks. This water is used directly. In a place like Delhi where the monsoon lasts only for 3 months, it is more useful to collect rainwater as groundwater.